welcome to another episode of Pitstop Fracas. I am your host, Mahad, and today I'll be joined by Richard. How are we doing, Richard?
Not too bad, bro. Not too bad. Had a pretty good weekend and whatnot. Not sports-wise, but yeah, got a little bit turned up and whatnot, as you do. So yeah,
So
not much.
Got to blow off steam. Got to blow off steam. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Good to have you in. Martz, how are we doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Fresh from frying planting. I'm good.
Man's always cooking something. It's either fried chicken or fried plantain.
Come on.
But we love it. We love it that you're here, bro. And Kunle, all the way from Canada. How are we doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I got cooked all weekend, but I'm good.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that still. Certain agendas might have to die, but today we'll be reviewing the Belgian Grand Prix, or the race that didn't happen, basically. And firstly, we're going to talk about actual cars on the track. So, firstly, qualifying on Saturday in not so good conditions. We saw Max Verstappen take pole, a surprising Russell take second place, and Lewis Hamilton come third. Usual suspects getting knocked out in Q1 and Q2. So we had Mazepin, Raikkonen, Schumacher, Yuki, it hurts me, and Giovinazzi. Then we had Stroll, Alonso, Sainz, Leclerc, and Latifi out in Q2. And we'll start on Q3. And we had a big accident. During the qualifying, the rain started to pour heavy, and the conditions got really bad at the start of Q3. A lot of the drivers were saying, I don't know if we should be doing this. Should we wait a little bit later, wait out? But alas, you know how the FIA is. They got out there, and we saw Lando Norris crash coming out of Eau Rouge, and it looked like a really big accident. Thankfully, he was okay, and he got out of the car. Seb pulled up, classy man, check if he was okay and everything. Do you think, I'm going to come to you, Richard, first. Do you think them conditions were safe to qualify? Do you think they should have waited it out, or do you think it was just a mistake by Norris on that corner?
Yeah, definitely not. It was way too wet for qualifying to do Q3, to be honest with you. Because I heard before I think it was on the radio, Seb was saying that there should be red flag qualifying. That he said, just moments before Norris crashed, and about a minute before Norris also crashed, he said, he was claiming about aquaplaning and stuff like that. So the writing was kind of on the wall anyway, especially with, going through overusions already on, it's one of the most dangerous, double corners there is on the calendar, really. So especially with that, how wet it was as well. It was just almost like gross negligence from the race directors and whatnot, really. It shouldn't take for an accident like that to happen in order to then react, really. It kind of would have been interesting if Norris didn't crash, depending on what the Michael Masi and Stewart's mindset would have been for today. Whether they actually would have waited, 3.5 hours to force, this 2-lap race, if you will, sort of thing. But yeah, as I said, Masi ain't it. He deserves to get cooked, really. Not for Sunday, but more or less for Saturday, if anything, to be honest with you. I did see people say it was a bit of a Norris mistake, but obviously they're going to go flat out through there. They're not really going to lift, are they? But yeah, I think it's more on Michael Masi than Mande, more than Norris, I feel, to be honest.
I don't think the driver safeties was put into play regarding that, because if we look at how a Q1 and Q2 were, it was much less water on the track. So it's understandable why they were going ahead. But when it started chucking it down at Q3, beginning of Q3, it did not look safe. I know Norris had to kind of overcompensate on the corner, but that's because he had no grip. He was aquaplaning. If drivers are saying they're aquaplaning, red flag the session, because especially a track like Spa, you're gonna get into a serious accident. We saw what happened with the W Series as well. That pile up on Friday, and I think there was an accident in F3, one of the early sessions in F3 as well. This is not the kind of track where you should be playing games and Michael Masi just gambling and trying to fulfill contracts with the track directors. It doesn't really make any sense. Hopefully we just don't see that again, and maybe they take the safety more into consideration, because everybody loves a wet race, but that sometimes it's just too wet, and we'll get onto that about tomorrow on Sunday's race as well. Martz, I'm going to come to you on this. Do you think with Russell getting P2, because I know there's two gentlemen here, Kunle and Martz, I've backed out. I'm no longer have an agenda against Russell. Yeah. Do you think Russell getting P2 in a shitbox of a Williams is enough for you to give this man ratings though?
I mean, the ratings gone up a little bit. Yeah, why not? I mean, but no, I know I can't even cap. It was a great lap. And to do it in those conditions.
Hey, listen, that agenda died quickly.
I tried. But
Hey, that's 2 out of 3 so far. I'm just waiting on who.
I'm not saying he deserves the seat. I'm just saying it was a great lap. I can't deny that. It was a great lap. But we know he's good for 1 lap pace. But even to do it in those conditions and to be doing it like at one point, he was 5 seconds faster than whoever did their lap. And to get out the Williams, that's well done to him, man. Well done to him. That's, I suppose, a step in the right direction towards getting towards that Mercedes seat. If he keeps it up, I say for the next 4 or 5 races, and he can actually get something out of the cars, and on actual race day, and not like a fugazi race day that we just had, then yeah, he should get a seat. But as I said, like, just because he's had a good 2 weeks does not like negate what's happened in the past couple months, where he gets into Q3, but he just backslides throughout the whole grid. And you can say as much as you want about the car, but you could do a lot more with your car to get the best out of it, which I don't feel he does on race days.
Yeah, but you can only deal with what you're given, right? If we look at what he's done in the Williams, and in terms of qualifying just indicates, okay, what you can do on a 1 lap pace. Obviously, it doesn't indicate what you could do on a race. And we're not sure this Williams is good at race pace. So what can he do if the race happened and he just started getting overtaken by everybody? Is that really his fault? If the car's not that good?
No, like obviously, if he got P2 and then everyone's overtaking him, I wouldn't be surprised, because that's like at least 2 tiers of cars ahead of you. You've got the Red Bull and the Mercedes. Obviously, I expect them to pass him probably the opening 2 laps, and then you've got maybe the Ferraris and McLarens as well that will get past him as the next tier of cars. But I think even in a Williams, put up a fight against the midfield battles. You know what I mean? So even if the machinery is not the best, at least still put up a fight. If he might be able to still hold on for a point or something. But what I see from George is that he just backslides and he ends up going back 6 positions rather than actual fighting it out with the midfield guys. He can take on a Aston Martin. The Aston Martin is not that great, but he can take it on.
But the Williams is not better than Aston Martin.
This is the question. Listen, Burnley aren't always the best team on the pitch, are they? But sometimes they get a result, and that's what he needs to do.
What he's doing is bloody Leicester winning the league. That's what he's doing. He's doing a madness right now. In the Williams,
doing that. You can say he's Leicester winning the FA Cup, but that's because he does it on a Saturday. That's it. He doesn't do it on other days. I'm telling you, as I said,
he doesn't have the machinery to do it on other days.
Listen, today was an exceptional lap to do in the wet conditions. I'll give him that. That's 1 point for him. I'll give him the points that he got in that 11 car race the other day with at Hungary. Yeah, all right. He managed to get some points. Well done. You salvaged some points there. That's good. Keep on doing those things. But I want to see it where in a race where there isn't so many caveats. We just so many caveats with this guy.
I don't think. Okay. When we talk about, it's for the listeners and for the viewers, this man, I'm going to say this quite clearly, put a Williams on P2 in absolutely horrendous conditions. Yeah. Horrendous conditions. And he beat 2 Mercs and he beat a Red Bull in a bloody Williams. Yeah, this is nothing to be scoffed at. I don't think we've seen a quali lap like this in years in terms of not having the top machinery and putting in a crazy lap like that. In terms of,
you could also say that the other cars made the lap drive for him as well, you know, because they all went out when it was like really, really wet. He was the last when he like the last or second to last to finish the line. Look at
no,
trying out a bit. So I'm just saying that out there.
He went before. He went
as much water as say Lewis did or Valtteri or any of the other guys had to. He just went and he done his thing. And listen, as I said, great lap, brilliant lap. We'll probably never see something like this for like another 10 years. But it's just like it's always caveats with George. There's always caveats into why he's achieving these things. I believe.
Okay. Talking about caveats and stuff like that. Talking about caveats, I'm gonna come to you, Kunle. Since you are the CEO of the Bottas fan club, and you are prime number one hater of Russell to the point where you do not even spell his name correctly.
Is it 2 S's or 2 L's?
I don't know. The way you spell it,
it's 2 L's.
We don't know what's going on when you spell it.
I don't know. I don't give a shit about the man.
This is what I'm saying. Is it time? Was qualifying the final nail in the coffin for Bottas? Is his Mercedes chances gone for next season?
No.
Why?
It was one session. That great either. Did they know his extra tires in Q2?
Bro.
Did they use extra tires in Q2 or not?
Yeah, yes, they did. That's Mercedes' fault. That's Mercedes' fault because they thought it was going to dry out and it didn't dry out.
Okay. So okay, wait, hold on. So Perez got a sit for next year. Where did Perez finish in qualifying?
He finished 7th.
So should George Russell get Perez's sit instead?
If that was an option and availability, I might push for that because Russell.
Okay, so last night when I mean it was a good lap. Your
boy, the Bottas finished 8th. Let's refocus.
Yeah, he finished 8th.
He was 2 seconds off Lewis. Lewis was only like milliseconds off George. So it's not really that bad.
Perez was about 2.3 off Checo, no? I mean off Max, no?
Because he's got parts from Halfords. He ain't even got proper car parts.
No. But then why are we? So the thing is, everyone says, "Oh yeah, the Williams not the best." How do we fucking know? What if George Russell is underperforming in the Williams?
Whoa! We saw what Williams is about. We see Drive to Survive. We see the background.
That was last year.
Okay, so you might have it because Latifi was in Q2.
Latifi got into Q2 too yesterday, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
and he got points yesterday.
And he got fucking that's. But yeah, let's not forget like Hülkenberg did a Brazil 2012 qualifying.
2010. That was the last time there was a Brazil lap, and that Williams is better than this Williams.
I don't know. Tick tock.
You know that TikTok? That's the time running out to have this Russell adjustment.
No, that's the time running out. That's the time running out for Russell to get a Mercedes sit. Because from what the streets are saying, it's like VB might get a young extra year. I mean,
I can't lie. The street said something else today, boy.
I mean, let's see. The streets again.
Valtteri's got a seat at Alfa Romeo.
Okay, so the man's gone.
So let's keep it a buck. That was a very, very good lap. You know, I would say, you know, if you look at Hall of Fame qualifying laps, that would go in there. Recency bias aside, you know, you put that lap against any of the great laps in the past. Considering the machinery and the situation, that was a great lap. But I don't know. It's Saturday. We say ideally the points don't come on Saturday unless it's fucking Michael Masi in charge on a rainy Sunday. There may be points comes on Saturday, but let's stop doing this. let's stop.
Hey,
let's stop doing this.
Give the man a flower. Give the man his
Look,
flowers.
they call him Mr. Saturday, right?
Because Mr. Saturday went out there and he said, if I can't join them, I'll beat him.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what
and
he did
I
to
respect the shamelessness. You know, I know Chris is somewhere. You know what's mad? Yeah, I wasn't even watching qualifying. I was helping my boy move, and my phone is hotting up like, come outside. Like, what's going on?
Because you needed to come outside.
I was inside. I was minding my business inside. You know, it was a busy day.
You should have came outside.
And then I stepped out for a bit, and I see someone's done a brazy mad one. And, you know, big ups to him. Congratulations, you know, to the whole Williams team. They've come a long way from, you know, they're getting better. Let's not act like they're not getting better.
Yeah, they're definitely getting better.
You know, they're not the worst. They're not the worst car on the grid anymore.
I'll say they're the 8th worst.
They're like,
I think they're better than Alpha.
There's 2 cars behind them right now, and they're putting in the work, you know, and they're getting money. Shout out Latifi's money, you know, they're getting money, and then next year they're gonna get next year they're gonna get, you know, better investment. So let George Russell hold one more year there, development, you know, build character. No rush.
I think they're getting money because of Russell though as well. I would say that, like, what Russell does on Saturday does help Williams get the good money as well, because at least, you know, the Williams will be seen at least on a Saturday, if not on the Sunday.
He's making Williams relevant.
Yeah. You know what? Agenda aside, it was a very good. It was a good weekend for him, and you know, if he gets
P2,
yeah, if he gets the Mercedes sit, yeah. The thing is, he'll probably get the Mercedes sit, but I just don't want any excuses next year. When he's okay, you know, I've said this before. He's gonna be eating the P7s, the P8s.
Whoa!
If
he's not doing that in the Williams right now, in terms of qualifying,
I'm not qualifying. I'm saying race, like, because he's not showing me anything in the race that says, okay, I'm consistently gonna do this. But
let me speak to someone that doesn't have an agenda against Russell. Richard, what is your thoughts on Russell's weekend? And how you and the fact that Bottas he's gonna take Bottas's job. Do you think he's gonna take his job?
Well, I thought he had a great weekend, to be honest with you, because he pretty much cooked everyone apart from Max, really, in the 8th fastest car. Like, what more do you want from him? Like, he got provisional pole. There's only Max at the death that took it away from him. Like, I don't know what more you want from Russell in that regards. Like, as Kunle said, that's one of the Hall of Fame qualifying performances, like on a wet monsoon spot. Like, you know, there's a reason why people are going crazy on Twitter. You know, Williams' dad members going crazy on Twitter. Like, there's a reason why. Okay, he would have got dunked on in the race because race pace that Williams ain't it. But, you know, if you got like a cheeky P6, P7 or whatever, if you did got a race, that's a great weekend all around. But yeah, I think eventually he will take Bottas' seat for next season. Especially with performances like that. Like, Bottas, he qualified 8th. Then obviously he had to have some grid penalty, which knocked him down to 13th. You know, even when Bottas is like fighting for his life for that seat, that's not a good look. When someone who, you know, is getting gassed up to the Himalayas and whatever, especially by the British press and whatnot, for then he to finish P2 and then you're stuck in P8, it's not a good look. So yeah, I think George is a very talented driver, to be honest with you. Obviously, Martz and Kunle can have their agendas all they like. That's fine. No, even some people saying that he's even going to get the Van Dorn treatments. I don't think he's that bad at all. He definitely won't get the Van Dorn treatments. I think he'll give Lewis a good go. I don't think he'll beat him over the season, but I think he'll give him a good go, a respectable go. But all this, you know, he's going to get whitewashed like, you know, Gasly and Tsunoda and all that shit. I don't see that happening. Like, I don't see how you can put performances in like you do in a Williams to then next season. Okay, bear in mind there's going to be new regulations, then get washed by Lewis. Like, I don't see that happening. Then that means he's not the guy then. Then that means he's been running around tricking us for the past like 3-4 years, whatever. But I said we'll have to wait and see next season if he does get to see, unless Toto wants stability. But we'll have to wait and see.
I think kind of Toto's kind of already let it slip that maybe he's already made up his mind. So maybe the drivers already know. Maybe that's the reason why Bottas's performance wasn't that good, because he already knows that he's lost that seat. Who knows? But like you just said, Bottas can't be putting in P8 performances when you got a 5 grid penalty when you're supposed to be one of the top qualifiers on the grid in a top car. This ain't it. And you already know how bad it is in wet races. And then you're seeing on the other side, Toto sitting there watching Williams go P2, and he can have that right in front of him and have that opportunity right there. It's a choice that Toto and Mercedes have got to make. Obviously, Lewis is going to have a big say in it as well. I don't think Lewis is bothered who's his teammate. He probably wants somebody that's somebody that will play ball. Maybe at the end of the day, he's number one driver. He gets the choice. He's earned that right. So
yeah, because I've been seeing on Twitter as well, people been saying that Lewis is running away from the ground. He doesn't want Russell as his teammate because he's shook of him. I'm trying to think like what indication has Lewis given that he's been shook of any teammates? Like he came to the game as Alonso's teammate and he matched him on points. Like how much more of a harder test you want as a rookie? Do you know what I mean? So I've seen a lot of that on Twitter. It's quite nasty to be saying, Lewis is shook, look how good Russell is. And the Instagram post that Lewis done as well, blasting the FIA, people try to twist that to say, Lewis is only saying that because he's unhappy that he got third. I'm trying to think, like, what? He's actually saying the fans should get a refund and whatnot or stuff like that. So I see a lot of nasty agendas going on, and yeah, it's just, yeah.
We're gonna see a lot of people that are probably gonna bandwagon on Russell just as an agenda against Lewis to say and trying to say, look, Lewis ain't that good. Look what Russell's doing and so on and so on. But when as Lewis is he's fisted off most of his teammates.
I do want to make this one thing clear, yeah.
Go on, Martz.
My agenda isn't that Bottas should have the seat over Russell. My agenda is just that I don't think Russell is ready for that Merc seat. That's all I'm saying. I feel there's other drivers out there that are more capable of that Merc seat, or they're not actually available at the moment no more, which is fine, which is all good.
Who is this individual?
Huh?
Or people? Who are these people that you're talking about?
My boy Lando.
Lando's at McLaren. He's got a death row contract. He ain't going anywhere, brother.
My boy Lando, or we can get someone else. We can get someone else from the top one.
You just don't anyone but Russell. This is the energy right now.
Listen,
hey, listen.
Okay. I'll you bring back Alonso in the Mercedes seat, man.
That's outrageous. What I want to say is what, as a fan of the sport, we want the best drivers of the best teams.
Of course you do.
We don't want mediocre drivers in top seats. Bottas, he's had his time. I know there was a lot of defending over the past week or so because there was a lot of chat about the contract and who's going to get it on the run up, and there was a lot of defenders of Bottas. I don't know how you can hold the position of defending Bottas in terms of
he's had it hard this season. He's had it hard this season. We spoke about this in group and we said it. He's had it hard this season. There's been a lot of times where like Mercedes has actually messed it up for him rather than the other way around. I mean, this weekend, all right, that was an absolute like nonsense what he was doing. He should have played better. He should have drove better. Like as I said, when we were initially talking about it, everyone said that Bottas needed pole because he had the 5 grid place penalty if he wanted to be part of the race and actually help Mercedes get any points. And if you're not able to get a pole, all you're asking is for one quick lap. That's it. One quick lap. And I know it's not the easiest thing all the time, but he should have done a lot better there. But apart from that, I think like this season hasn't all been on Bottas. I think he's been quite hard done by now. These 3 races, and it does like it affects him. He's a confidence driver. When his confidence is low, he just does this, and yeah.
Hey, get him out of here. He's a bum. I ain't trying to hear it. I'm not gonna lie. He's a bum. I'm on the bandwagon now. Russell, get the seat.
I know you're trying to bait me. You're trying to bait me. I see you're trying to bait me. I see what you're doing.
Hey, your stocks are finished.
No. It's an all-time.
Then Bottas stocks. Listen, he's got the Alfa Romeo seat, and he's just going to be chilling, and he's just going to be fisting up Giovinazzi for the next 2 years. This is the future, man.
Why do you have to always bring Gio into this, bro?
No, Gio's not.
Gio's doing nothing. Why you not bring Gio into this, bro?
Just because of the Italian flag.
Gio will Russell.
You know what? Yeah, you know the thing with Russell is that
Gio.
That's it. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. We're gonna lose credibility here. We're gonna move on to the race that wasn't a race. So on Sunday, pouring it down, monsoon type of rain landed on Spa in Belgium. The fans, I don't know how they did it. They were absolutely drenched in rain for hours on end. It didn't look like the race was going to happen just because of the weather from the beginning, from when they were going to the grid. And we already saw Mr. Checo, Mr. Sergio Perez, bin in it immediately while getting to the grid. And it looked like absolutely awful conditions. And we saw probably one of the most strangest couple of hours in a Formula One race where we could see FIA and Michael Masi didn't want to delay the race or cancel the race. And every 5 seconds we were waiting and they were telling us, oh, there's a 5 minute delay, 10-minute delay, 5-minute delay, 10-minute delay. And me as a fan at home thinking, what the hell's going on? I don't really understand what's happening. There was not really much clarity about what's happening. The teams didn't really know what was going on. They went out finally on a safety car start, and they went round twice, and then they red flagged the session, and they went back inside. We could see that there was no visibility for the drivers. Max, the psychopath, basically said, "Yeah, I'm fine." Yeah, because he's first place. There's no car spray and water in his face. But everybody else couldn't see anything in front of him.
Just for that, yeah. Just before we go into that, yeah, Max is an idiot. How can you say that? He's having to drive. Oh, he's moving out of the line of the safety car. So anytime we saw him, he wasn't behind the safety car. He was always actually almost next to it. One time he almost overtook it. How can you go and then say, yeah, it's fine? You've got a safety car spraying all this water back in front of you, and you're telling me it's fine. Guys are idiots.
The brother is starving. Yeah, that's guaranteed win if they do the race. Your boy, nobody's spraying water in his face.
That's your boy. You remember that? That's your boy.
Listen. Generational talent. I'm gonna come to Richard on this. Considering what the conditions were on that when they were parking up on the grid and all the engineers was on the grid, why didn't they cancel the race?
What do you mean when he went around the first time?
When they went around the first time when Perez crashed and then they all went onto the grid to line themselves up to where the engineers was, basically. And then he was fixing on them.
Well, they just didn't want to cancel the race, did they? They wanted to put on a show for the fans. And they probably knew from the weather reports that it was going to be the same, if not worse, for the next few hours. But they just wanted to force it by anyhow. As you know, the clock started at 2 p.m. our time, and it was supposed to end at 5 p.m. our time. But they actually wanted to force a race so much that they stopped the clock at 4 p.m. so that little hour slot could be started at any time. Then we got a report on Twitter saying, oh, yeah, it's going to start at 4:15, blah, blah, blah. Cool. So then he went out, he did the little Sunday afternoon drive, waving to the fans, whatever. Obviously Max the crackhead is like, oh yeah, everything's fine, even though he's getting sprayed by the safety car. And then they stopped it. But in between all that, it was like a sitcom from The Office. I'm seeing Lando fall a kip. I'm seeing bloody Seb and an engineer from Aston Martin and Mick, an engineer from Haas, having 2v2s. I'm just seeing the drivers on banter. Lewis are saying, oh, yeah, someone dropped a bomb in the toilet. It's going to haunt me flight or stuff like that. Like, you never see nothing like it. But fair play to the fans, to be fair, to staying out for that long. Because me, personally, I would have just left after, like, the first half an hour, like, the arse getting damp feet and whatnot, just to, get a safety car to that race, really. Yeah, I mean, I can't really criticize Masi too much for being eager to get a race started, but if you kind of knew the weather was going to be like that for the whole day, then you kind of wasted everyone's time. You probably should have just locked it off after the 2 hours, really. But yeah, I can't criticize Masi that too much because at least they tried to put on a race, but at the end of the day, it didn't happen. So yeah, I
think Masi had a mare. I know Formula One and the FIA and so on cannot control the weather, but you have all these bespoke system weather forecasts. You can see where the rain is and so on and so on. You know what's happening. you saw what was happening in Q3. You need to have a preparation and a plan to say, okay, what would happen if this happens? Should we keep an eye on the range? Should we possibly bring it forward, bring it a little bit earlier in the race so we can avoid the rain, at least start on a dry track, so on and so on. I don't think those precautions were taken into account. I feel like they didn't provide any clarity to any of the teams in terms of, okay, what are we doing here? I don't think they let the fans know, okay, this might possibly not happen, or we're going to do 2 laps or 3 laps under a safety car and call it a day. And they didn't even provide that kind of clarity towards us as fans at home watching it. So for you, you are the person that governs and not governs, but implements the rules and regulations of the FIA. You should know. You should know as a race director the rules and regulations and what would happen in this certain scenario, and provide that to the rest of the teams.
Because you see the big freestyling over the checker issue as well. Like they didn't know
that's
whether
embarrassing.
was allowed to come in or not.
It's up to interpretation. It's up to interpretation. Like they're looking at rules and it's like, oh, we don't have a specific rule for this, and it's like, how do we interpret it? Well, if he's just coming out the garage and going around the grid, the race hasn't started. Then how can you say he's in race condition? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Your job as a director, Michael Masi, he's got the top gaffer job. He's up there in terms of race director. You are supposed to be able to translate the FIA regulations in a clear and concise manner where everybody else could understand it. It might sound like they're very technical and so on, but it needs to be understandable. You can't have somebody like the situation for our listeners. Perez crashed early out, and then Red Bull basically told Michael Masi, we're out of the race. Obviously, with all the delays and so on, Red Bull were able to fix Perez's car, and they were asking, can we re-enter the race? Michael Masi with Vim, the guy talks with Vim, said, nah, you can't do that. Turns out Red Bull already read the regulations and told him, yeah, we can do that, mate. And it turns out Michael Masi said, nah, okay, let me just check. And then he came back and said, no, it's fine. So you can't be talking with Vim about a certain situation when you're wrong. You're supposed to be the person that's supposed to tell the people the regulations, and you're supposed to know the regulations in that certain scenario. You can't just be telling people no, and then the Red Bull guy knows more than you. That doesn't make any sense. Where's the leadership here? Where they're supposed to look to you. I know you could tell on the radios. We heard a lot of FIA radio. They do not rate him.
Yeah, I tweeted from the accounts. I said it. They don't rate Michael Masi at all. They just talk to him like he's a small boy. And I feel like it was all manipulation from Red Bull. I reckon they called up to say, yo, we know Checo can get back on this race, innit? So Masi was like, oh, we're the penalty. Nah, no, we can't. Then they go, hang on. Article 6.5 or whatever says, no, he can. I was like, oh, let me talk to the stewards. I'll get back to you. Don't worry. He's like, yeah, you better. Next to the 5 minutes, say, yeah, Checo's allowed back in. I was like, hang on. You should have knew this from the jump, really, especially in these sorts of conditions. But yeah, you can tell none of the grid rate Masi, and he just taken for a joke. He's just there as a placeholder. That's all he is. Really and truly, it's the teams who are running, Formula One. It's not Michael Masi, because he can get jobs, as we can see clearly from Sunday. So, yeah.
I think the FIA radio is getting a bit embarrassing now for them. It's like, this isn't the first time that something's gone on, and now, in a way, they've been kind of showed up. Like you can just look back to all the things that's happened with the crashes in in Hungary, at Silverstone, and the way mainly Christian Horner talks to him, and it's like, yes, you're right, you're right. They don't rate him at all. They don't rate him, and he's not. It's getting embarrassing. It's getting embarrassing because yeah.
Yeah,
it's just embarrassing.
He gets little bro a lot. He gets little bro,
yeah.
It's like, to be fair, it was a whole shit show. Let's call it what it is. Like from the start till the end, teams didn't even know what was going on. Even the guys on Sky were like, so do we have 39 laps left? Do we have 40 laps left? If Checo joins, is he 1 lap down? Does he start from the pit? And Michael Masi, bruh, you know what, yeah. They need to put the FIA radio on hold. Because he gets batted up a lot on radio. He gets batted up. It's like, yo, we're gonna do this, and it's like, no, you cannot do that. And they're like, no, we can. Read the books. And then it's like, yeah, I'll get back to you on that. And then, nah, yeah,
Masi Malo, man.
Yeah,
he's not good at his job. He's lied on his CV, brother.
You know what's funny? Yeah, he tries to be a bad man on the calls, right? It's like he tries to be rude and like tries to be cocky, and then the guy from Red Bull just like, yeah, Michael, read the books, or
he said this ain't Le Mans,
or you just said
that's violation.
Oh yeah,
he's just a corner boy. He thinks he's run shit. That's all. He just a corner boy. He thinks he's the big man. That's all he is. He should be on Raising Canaan. That power show. That's what he should be on. He should be on that. Let my man Canaan tell him what to do. Yeah, that's what he should be on.
You just hear Wolf tell him. Wolf goes, yeah, I've sent you emails. Read your email. It's like, yo. I mean, I don't know, man.
It's been a build-up. It's been a build-up of inconsistencies on applying penalties. We've seen decisions being made that takes a very, very long time. There needs to be like some clear and concise rules, whether it's him saying, okay, this regulation or rule doesn't work in real life. How about we change it to make it make sense? And none of that is being fed back. And I'm not seeing any improvements. I'm not seeing any leadership because, like you said, he's a corner boy. He's supposed to be running things. You think teams are in other sports are telling the governing body what to do? They already know what the rules are, and then they apply those and enforce them as and when necessary. For you to have a set of rules and then not know how to enforce them, it's a big problem.
Masi out, yeah. Tic tac, Masi out.
Tic tac, tic tac, tic tac.
Hold on.
Gonna start flashing the lights. Oh dear.
Oh my
TikTok
god.
time. TikTok time. TikTok. Hey. Hey, for listeners, this man is flashing the light back and forth like he is on El Chimolito. Absolute madman, Richard. I've got a quote here. I'm gonna come to you, Kunle. Stefano Domenicalo has stated commercial reasons was not connected with the FIA's decision to finish the race behind the safety car.
Cap.
What's your thoughts, Kunle?
Big cap.
Big fucking cap.
Why do a race 3-lap race? This was the shortest race in Formula One history. It was
3 minutes 27 seconds.
3 minutes 27 seconds. That's the name of it. 3 minutes 27 seconds.
You know we've had shambles. There's shambles. There's extreme shambles, and there's like Hall of Fame shambles. Indianapolis 2005. Hall of Fame shambles. The Michael Masi shit show of 2021 is going into the Hall of Fame shambles.
100%.
Definitely.
From, you know what, yeah. You know, Richard said earlier, like, you know, they were trying to make the race happen, blah, blah, blah. But you could tell from the first aborted restart that these guys know this thing is not going to work. They were trying to find, this is F1, right? This is the most sophisticated, what I believe is the most sophisticated motorsport category of right now. You know, all the best technology, all the best innovation, all of everything. I mean, we've got fucking AWS, even though
price, superb technology.
Yeah, superb technology. You know, absolutely lovely. I love AWS in real life. In F1, maybe not, but we've got AWS, right? And you're telling me that they could not tell from Friday evening that it was going to be a whitewashed Sunday.
But they knew. Like we knew it from even before the practice started. It's gonna be a wet race. They've been saying it all week. It's gonna be a wet race. What?
Hey, listen, this guy. Hey, sorry. It might sound like a glitch on your headphones. Like it might sound like a DJ scratching. This gentleman can't say wet race. Martz can't say wet race.
Wet race.
Okay, there we go.
It was a ret race. It was a ret
The
race.
liquor's still in my system from the weekend, wait. Oh gosh. Wet. It was a wet race. They've been saying it all week, and
all right.
I'm sorry to the listeners. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, they knew the track was wet. Let's say that.
Yeah, of course. And then and they have weather stations. They have weather stations near the track, so they're gonna get live, up to date features. They have their own meteorological team and all of that. Why does the race go? Like they saying there's an 80% chance for rain today. So on Monday, if they knew it was gonna have an 80% chance of rain on Monday, and they wouldn't still be able to run the race on the Monday, they would have obviously definitely knew they weren't be able to run it on the Sunday.
Listen,
it's all about the money. It's all about the money.
We're gonna run it.
Listen. Let me do another quote, from Mr. Dr. Helmut Marko. The organizers and the people in charge tried everything to get the race over the line, so obligations were fulfilled.
He would say that.
They know.
That's
they
it.
know they had to do 3 laps so they can get paid.
Yeah.
And you know what? Yeah,
needed to get paid to say they showed the race.
Dr. Helmut Marko would not have said that had somebody else not finished, had somebody else been on pole and finished first.
Mm-hmm.
So Dr. Helmut Marko knows as well.
He knows. Everybody knows. Look, we heard quotes from everybody. Seb said it's a joke. Alonso said they're handing out points for free.
Yeah.
I actually want to get onto this. Richard, I'm going to come to you, yeah?
Wait, sorry.
What do you think about the
decision?
decision? Go on.
We had everyone said that. Apart from one
everybody said it's a...
Apart from one person jumping on the podium. I'm not speaking more. Like,
Maximilian.
I'm not speaking more. You know, saying my...
No fairness, he did say he would have rather got these points under better conditions. He did say he wouldn't like to get the points like this, but I will give it to him. He wasn't that shameless.
Listen, you can't get points for not racing. And that's what I wanted to speak to. I was going to ask Richard about. What do you think about the decision to award points? Half points, anyway. The last time we saw it was 2009.
Yeah, Malaysia 2009. I think it's more the ruling I'm more angry about rather than the implication of the rule. Because at the end of the day, you know, they say if you're on 2 laps, you get half points. Do 75% race distance, you get 4 points. So you think, oh, okay, right. You do it on count back, then it counts as 1 lap, whatever, half points. It's funny because with sprint qualifying, we had half an hour race and only the top 3 got points. So why is in this circumstance you can just do 1 Sunday drive lap, 2 Sunday drive laps, and you get half points? The rule on that is very odd and it's very shit, really, and it needs changing. The implication of it, implementing it, is not the issue. It's the rule there itself. It says in the rules, you run 2 laps, you get half points, you get a podium, all that shit, cool, whatever. You say it's Fugazi podium, Fugazi win, Fugazi race, absolutely cool. It's the implementation. I can't even speak now. It's the Martz. It's the implication of the ruling. That is the main issue. Yes, there's a fast start. A 3-minute, 27-second race means half points. If they change the rules to make it like 25% distance or 50% distance, then cool. With 2 laps, no. It doesn't make sense. They should have cancelled the race fully and just left it there. But obviously, as you said, sponsorship, you know, people at the top, maybe a bit of Red Bull, I don't know, pressure, whatever. They say, oh, just do this quick 2 laps and then hand it out. As I said, no one was, only apart from Williams and George, no one was particularly happy with getting half points or whatever because they knew it was a force. Like, that's not racing. Like,
Alfa Romeo and Alpine are furious. Alfa Romeo and Alpine are fuming because they didn't get an opportunity.
I mean, I think Ocon got points, didn't he? But obviously,
but still, like Alfa Romeo, I think what Williams has got points now, 2 double points for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you could say, oh yeah, on Saturday maybe you know they should be rewarded and whatnot, but people only send it because George got P2. That's what it is. If it was Lewis or whatever,
the season for that because of George. It's because of what George has been doing and getting into Q3. Why they've been slowly trying to say, oh, maybe we should be start handing out points on a Saturday. For what?
Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? It's
points don't happen on a Saturday. Points don't happen on a Saturday. We know that for a reason, and I feel like the points being awarded on Sunday was basically points getting awarded on a Saturday. We don't. You should be rewarded for racing, not qualifying. I'm sorry.
It wasn't even like, to say, you know what, they actually raced. They were behind the safety car, so you can't even overtake unless something happens in which then someone passes you. Then you can't go overtake that way. But as far as you're concerned, you do 2 laps behind the safety car. That's it. It's just a procession. It's just a procession. They showed everyone the cars, everyone waved, and that was it. There's nothing there. At least if you said, all right, they had 2 laps and it was just 2 laps of racing, no safety car, I could even understand that bit more if they got points for that. Because at least there's chances for people to overtake. You can overtake in the first 2 laps. If you don't, that's too bad. That's too bad. At least you earn your points that way. But this was just what you did on Saturday, and then everyone's gone around in the ring. You wave to the fans, and that's it. It's nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
Let me just give some final thoughts on this on this so-called race. I think it's a really poor advertisement for F1, considering all the good work they've done, especially last year, actually putting races out in such extreme conditions with all the COVID and go on. This is like a massive step backwards. I think they're probably going to lose a lot of fans because of the way they handled it as well. It just seems like everybody said, it's a farce. Lewis said it's a farce. This is all a farce. I don't know why we went through all of that. We've had a long period of time where it's not been embarrassing, and now it's turning its ugly head again, where the FIA is embarrassing themselves and embarrassing the sport. So I think, considering even the long wait that we had during the summer break and all the anticipation building up for Spa, it's been a bit of a dampener to all of that. But hopefully we can turn things around. And do you know what? Just to sum up the race, all we got out of this race, this so-called race, was memes and Mazepin fastest lap, which is an absolute disgrace. That's on the record.
Does that really mean anything in the grand scheme of things?
That's in the record books, man.
It just means a 2 lap race. It doesn't mean anything really.
Yeah, to us it doesn't. But if we check history books, it's going to be there now.
You know what the most shameless thing that happened this weekend was?
Go on.
The Haas tweet.
Oh, when they said this, that's a disgusting tweet.
That made
the streets will never forget.
That made me
listen, I reported the tweet.
That made me.
This can't be my sport. This can't.
That made me sick.
This is just I rate that. I slightly rate that still. I slightly rate that.
That made me laugh still.
Okay, so we'll wrap up with the race there. We've got a special segment today. There was a tweet taken out on the account by a certain member of Pitstop Fracas. He shall not be named just yet, the defendant. I'll read out the tweet just for listeners so they can listen and hear what was quoted. Can't lie, Lewis's tyre management this season has been subpar. Probably all the chasing he's been doing behind the RB. It was an anonymous tweet. There was no name on it or anything like that. But after thorough internal investigations, we found out it was Martz. Martz, you are now in court regarding this tweet. I'm not gonna let you speak first. We're gonna get the prosecution to have a word about this. Firstly, Richard, what did you think of this tweet? Is it cap? What is this gentleman talking about? What is Martz talking about right now?
Boy, it's big cap, colossal cap. I want from Martz 3 examples where Lewis's tire management has been questionable this season. Off the top of the dome, no Google, no Wikipedia, no nothing, no Twitter, no nothing. Top of the dome. If you're really bad like that, tell us.
I could tell you Monaco. I think he's poor. For me, yeah,
your volume is a bit low still.
I don't know whether the volume is low on the mic or you just on down and
hold the mic up. Yeah, hold the mic up.
Yeah, we need to hear that. We need to hear that.
Then I said Monaco. I think Monaco. I don't think he particularly did that well with the tires. One of the Austrias where he was literally
John, brother, tell us.
There was 2 of them, brother.
I know there was 2 of them.
Tell us which one. Styria?
Was it Styria?
I can't remember.
When he was battling with Lando?
Oh, you can't remember? Oh, mad. Can't remember.
But listen, you know.
So you're tweeting these things and you don't know. You have no evidence. A so-called Lewis Hamilton stand.
I've got a rebuttal to Monaco, by the way, because I'm not taking Monaco.
Oh, we're gonna let you cross examine.
I'm just seeing a few uncharacteristic things from Lewis that I'm not used to seeing. That's what I'm saying. That's all. I'm not saying that Lewis is. I think what people are misunderstanding what I said was that I'm saying Lewis's time management has been bad. I just don't think it's been at his usual standard. I think he used to be able to do longer stints on tires that we will think, right, is he actually doing that? But I don't feel like he's getting the tires. Maybe it's because of the tires. Maybe it's because the tires are absolute crap. But I don't feel like he's getting the best out of tires. And even like, I will say something else now, in wet conditions. I was kind of surprised, but I mean, he did well in Q3 to get that few tenths off George. But Lewis in wet this year hasn't been. It's been uncharacteristic. I don't want to say it hasn't been good, but it's been uncharacteristic. I think we're seeing a lot of uncharacteristic things from Lewis, like the amount of mistakes he's made this season, him being in wet conditions. Everyone was so confident that, you know what, we're gonna have a wet race. Lewis is gonna win this then, but I wasn't confident of that. And it's weird because I've been confident about like him winning the championship all year, but there's little things that I'm not confident in him anymore. Like when it comes down to the wet, especially like now wet races as well. This is the second time where I don't feel like he's performed in wet conditions. Obviously, he wasn't able to do it in the race, and he might have been able to perform in the race on the Sunday had we had the race. But I still think Quali he could have done a little bit better. I think the fact that Max got a faster time was kind of surprising to me. I can't lie. Maybe the Red Bull is just a lot of better. Maybe the Red Bull just has a much better package.
Evolution.
Huh?
Track evolution,
yeah. But I feel like I'm seeing uncharacteristic things from Lewis this season that I haven't seen before. Does not mean he's still not the GOAT. I'm just pointing out a few things. I'm not really trying to say Lewis's time management is bad. Like, I think people think I was saying Bottas's one was better, which I was not. I was just saying I don't think it's been to the usual standard. And maybe I should word the tweet better next time. That it's been to the usual standard of what I expect from Lewis. And I have high expectations from Lewis, the highest on the grid.
Judge Mahad, hang on one sec, Judge Mahad.
Yeah.
So, Martz, why did you say it's because of he was running around chasing the RB all season?
But
what do you mean by that?
He's been chasing the Red Bull. I mean, all right, yeah, he's won a few races, but the Red Bull's been quicker in a lot more races, and he has been chasing the Red Bull. Like Styria, Austria, France, he was chasing the Red Bull. Look, remember when Max? All right, the only time that we've seen like an amazing performance from Mercedes was it Barcelona, where they pitted and then he got the undercut, and then he just managed to beat Max. Came after the second pit stop. All right, yeah, and he's got that is one good. The only time I'll say we've seen that something. There was actually another one, exceptional one.
Portugal.
The drive at Hungaroring, that was also a good performance from Lewis.
Portugal?
Portugal, he made a mistake again. He won.
Huh? But he still made a mistake. He almost lost it. Because he made a silly mistake. And Max wasn't even in Portugal. Had Max been there, Max would have probably won that. No lie. And we know that's what would have happened. It's just because everyone else is so far behind him that he was allowed to make that mistake and still recover from it. But we've seen uncharacteristic things from Lewis this year. Go on.
I want Kunle to cross the
The allegations are, I quote. What was that tweet again? What was that? Sorry, can you read that tweet again, Mahad?
No worries. I'll read it. Can't lie, Lewis's tire management this season has been subpar. Probably all the chasing he's been doing behind the RB.
Can't lie. First of all, you lied.
Yeah, that's the first problem.
You lied. Can't lie. I mean, when a man starts a tweet with saying can't lie, he's definitely lying. Let's just put it out there. He's lying.
100.
Yeah. You lie.
Yeah.
If you say it's subpar, what's the par level? What are we comparing to? Are you comparing? Remember what you quoted? What you quoted was comparison to Bottas.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, but
even me as the biggest, probably the loudest Bottas defender.
AWS stats as much as you do.
But even me as the largest Bottas defender would tell you Bottas on his tires this year, all time, ever since I've been watching him in Formula One, has been trash.
Yeah. But I also think this season he's been hard done by with tires.
No, yeah, I agree. It might have been on. He might.
He had all we want, Mahad. He has.
Yeah, maybe.
What going in France then?
Huh?
What going in France?
The tires. He told them to pit. He told them it's going to be a 2-stopper. They didn't listen to him.
I agree. I agree with you. But then, if they didn't pit, it wasn't just Bottas that was outdone in France, by the way, because I know. Max came, he took Bottas, then he took Lewis. Lewis was just a bit ahead of Perez. If there was like 2 more laps, Perez gets Lewis as well.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just Bottas that was out. That was, You mentioned Monaco. Last I remember about Monaco was that Mercedes messed that up. No.
For Bottas.
For Lewis
and for Lewis, they pitted him first before anybody.
Don't forget. He was it was meant to be behind Gasly, but ahead of Seb. And instead of doing the overcut, they did the undercut, and Seb jumped him and Gasly. And it's Monaco, even if you have a rocket ship.
Yeah, I don't expect him to overtake in Monaco. I'm just saying, it's
a procession, right? It's a procession race. So that's like, if you've not been able to give, how many races have we had this year? 10 races?
It's 12.
12. You've not been able.
I said.
You've not been able. No.
I admit I worded the tweet wrong. I just don't feel like it's been to the same.
Don't backtrack.
Okay. You asked me what's the par level, and I said the par level was Lewis, and it's not what I expect of Lewis. That's a key. This is the key here.
Wait, have we not heard him say my tires are gone this year and still put in fastest lap?
Lewis says that all the time. He says
but he's done that this year, no?
Because he's the best tire manager.
Because he's the best one with the tires.
Him and Perez are the best tire managers.
Perez is better, yeah.
Perez seems better because he's been in a flipping thing.
Perez did when Perez did 50 laps, I was still basically like top 5.
All right. Okay. Let's cut it here. Let's make a judgment. Let's make a judgment. Martz, any final words before we make a judgment?
No, I said what I had to say in it.
You said what you said. I said what I had to say, and then I've explained it here now. Okay, that's fine. Richard, is he guilty of shit takes?
Hella guilty. Put that Donnie in jail.
Kunle, is he guilty of shit takes?
If you're watching this on YouTube, cook this man in the comments. You can see
chef as well,
We'll put his eye in the tweet.
Martz the chef, but he's getting cooked. Make it make sense.
His Twitter is there. Go on his Twitter. Go cook this man. Boil him past boiling point. Let it cook. I want you to cook this man because, firstly, a man starts a tweet where he can't lie. Is guilty. He's guilty of 2 counts. One count of lying. And 1 count of shit takery. He's guilty on both counts.
Oh, okay. I'll give him my one. Yeah, it's a bad take. Just hold that L, man. We'll be back though. We'll be back with people in court. Martz is the first, but we'll be back.
Yeah, I had to out him on that tweet still before people thought it was me.
I was like, this ain't me.
Nope, not me.
Before we go, we'll just do some Dutch GP predictions. I'll come to you first, Richard. What's your podium? What do you think's going to happen?
Oh, I was going to say qualifying as well. I think Max on pole, but Lewis to get 100. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Max P2 and Norris little redemption or P3.
Okay, that sounds like it's realistic. Martz, what's your prediction?
I want Mourinho level shamelessness from Lewis when he wins the 100th step, bro. That's it. That's all I want.
You only want Lewis win. That's it.
I want this. I want Lewis doing this to the crowd when he wins 100.
He's gonna be rained with booze.
Come on. I inject in my veins. I really want him to get 100 there, man. And it's about time he gets 100. I'm just waiting.
Second and third.
Second and third. Max and Perez.
Okay. Kunle, predictions?
Yeah, I want 100. I want 100. You know, I want Cup. You know, standing in front of the Cup Kai Havertz celebration. You know, I can't hear you. I need it loud. Bring it loud. Like, you know, that suck. Shamelessness. Dutch cheers. You know. Let's smoke on that. Let's smoke on that one. You know, let's go damn. Let's go damn after the race.
And listen, we hope next week when we're doing the pod, we are celebrating Lewis's 100. But that's all we got time for.
Yeah.
Remember, follow us on the Twitter at Pitstop Fracas, like and subscribe. Leave a comment. We always love your comments on the YouTube videos. At us, use the hashtag Pitstop Fracas. If you listen to this, let us know your thoughts. And we will be back next week with our review of the Dutch GP. Peace.
Bow.
Wow.
Thank you.